Welcome to Beyond the Bull Ring. I'm Bob Goff. This is Steve Iyinger. Could they have had a better opening night at Quincy Raceways?
On a scale of 1 to 10, Bob, I think it was bordering on about an 11.5. Even afterwards, they just didn't want to leave. It was so enjoyable that night.
Perfect weather. Now, the big question is, of course, in your story that ran on Muddy River Sports, you said they sold 3,000 track burgers. How many did you consume?
I had several.
Several's not a number. How many?
Maybe 3 or 4.
Okay. All right.
But Renee said that was just cheeseburgers. That didn't include hamburgers and other sandwiches. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, that's a lot. I mean, again, when you fill this place and get about 2,500 out here, it is. There's no place better to be on a Sunday night in Quincy, Illinois than to be out here at Quincy Raceways. And, last week on our first show, you said that you believed the old guard racers would be tough to knock off in the early going, and you were a prophet. It looked like in a couple of instances there.
Well, in fairness, I think we're going to see a lot more of the regulars be back this week because there wasn't any points last week, and some of them were racing at other venues. At least I'm assuming they're going to be back. Guys like Austin Becerra. And Tommy Elston's a kind of a question mark right now. I'm not sure if he's going to be full-time or not this year, but you could go down the list. We had about 75 racers. I'd look for it to be about 85 this week, and it'll just keep climbing. They had, I think, 100 up at Burlington last week, and Lee County didn't run because the weather had been a little too wet there. Everybody's anxious. Everybody wants to get going, and after Sunday night here, I mean, word will spread. I mean, I think it'll be amazing by mid-season what the weekly average is here.
Speaking of veteran racers, Jamie Wilson had himself a night, didn't he?
Jamie looked great. Not only did he have a new look to his car, kind of a similar look to last year, but different color schemes and a little tweaking, but from the start Sunday night, he was the man. He had the fastest qualifying time. He won his heat race. He won the feature, and there just wasn't any question. He was the man, and he's about due to make a serious run for a track title. And I think this just might be the year.
Yeah, he is. He's been one of the guys out here for years who's very popular, good guy, and good to see him. Hopefully, has some success this year. Who else really kind of stood out for you on opening night?
There was a number of people, and trying to narrow something like that down, to me, probably the modified class was really interesting, just in the perceived depth I thought it would have and the improvement on some of the younger guys. I think that's going to be a tremendous division this year, the modifieds and the sport mods. The guy I felt sorriest for Sunday night was poor Dave Weedholder. Had a great qualifying time. He would have started somewhere up near the front, but something happened between the qualifying and the heat race, and the car had problems. He had to drive home to Liberty, about 15 miles up the road, get his backup car and bring it back, get ready, gets out to the feature. He would have started last, but he would have at least worked his way to the mid-pack, at least. Before they got past the start-finish line on the green flag, bam, 5-car pile up. Dave's in the middle of it. Wasn't his fault. He was just in the middle of it.
And that's racing. That's how it happens.
That's racing. Yeah.
What was the driver's consensus on the track itself, including the Great Wall of whatever township we're in, Melrose or whatever?
Well, I think if you go back a month or two when everyone was just getting used to it and looking at it, it was intimidating. Once they got out there, I think there was a lot more ease, but still, the big thing to me Sunday night, nobody was running that wall. There was still a good distance. I look for that to change. As the groove will move up, depending on what the track's like, and there's going to be some probably wicked crashes into that thing early on till everybody learns how it works. But I think overall, it got a passing grade, and just personally, I think it turned out much better even than I was anticipating. This track's just going to be amazing as the season goes on, and when word spreads about what it is now, that's where I think you'll see the guys coming from the north here a lot, up in Iowa.
And they did get lucky with the weather. It was a perfect night out here Sunday night. we got a little rain in the forecast right now, but I think you're right. I think that if everything breaks right and the track's in good shape, with that, it's dry enough, I think you're going to have another heck of a show out here.
Another heck of a show, and probably an even bigger crowd. And patience is probably the biggest key early in the season, not only from the racers who are here or aren't here, but the track itself and getting used to it. I think you got to give the whole thing a month, and you look at how everything stands, or will be standing around the 1st of June or so, right after Memorial Day, and then you'll really be able to get a feel of what the rest of the season is going to be. And there's going to be a big race there in a couple of weeks. I think it's the MLRA coming in, and that'll be a good test too, to see how those drivers handle the new situation.
Well, speaking of drivers, we're going to talk to a veteran who is no longer driving, but he's still a presence out here at Quincy Raceways.
Would his last name be DeLange?
It might be. So we'll have a little chat with Hank the Crank DeLange coming up right after this.
We're starting off our interviews tonight with a gentleman who had a very good weekend, a feature win in Mobley on Friday and a feature win in Quincy on Sunday night. That's Hank DeLange. Haven't talked to you in a while this year. Where you been?
I've been on the trailer most of the time. Been a tough year. It's a good win to have. And, all weekend's a good weekend.
Well, welcome back. I am here with a legend, Hank the Crank DeLange. How the heck are you?
I'm doing all right. I've had surgery not long ago, so I'm on the mend. But
we're not going to keep you sitting on this hard seat too long, but we're out here doing these weekly podcasts. You and I used to do this years ago, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Many of them.
You'd win, and I'd talk to you, or somebody else would win, and I'd talk to them, but I talked to you a lot. You won a lot of races.
I did win. I did. And I enjoyed it.
So now you're out here kind of giving your nephew a hand. What do you think he's done with the place so far?
He's done way over my expectations. I know he said he wanted to clean the place up, paint it up a little bit, do a little bit of this and that. Had no idea he was going to just overhaul everything and really make it a nice place. And he ain't done.
No, he is definitely. You can tell they have put some effort into this. Looks beautiful out here, and I tell you what, if opening weekend is any sign of the year, it's going to be a heck of a season.
Yeah, I agree. I just hope, as the year goes, the newness don't wear off and people just keep coming back. I really do.
Well, I think his biggest enemy, as you've known for being around here forever, is Mother Nature. Make sure we don't get the rains on Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah, and he talked about going to Fridays, and the good thing about going to Fridays, if that's happened, is you got Sunday as a backup.
Yeah, that is a good backup plan. No doubt about that. So, you miss getting in a car?
I do. I love racing. I love watching. I do miss getting in a car. I've had the opportunity to, and I always said no. But, if you look back, when I got out of the car, I had more fun watching my son race than I did myself. When he won was extra special. When I won, it was fun. When he won, it was very special.
Well, and then, and like you said, then you kept it all in the family when Jeff, came out here and decided to do this, like you said, this major investment, sinking a lot of hard work and dollars into this place, and it is. I mean, they've been doing this out here for 50 years now, and you know what the Scott family had built, and I think Jeff takes a lot of pride and wants your family to kind of keep this thing going for a while.
And I think back when I raced, even when I was in my 20s, I would have never thought when I was 70 years old, I'm out here helping the racetrack.
I saw you out here on the water truck the other night.
Oh yeah, I mean, even though I'm hobbling, I'm out here working on stuff and water truck and packing and whatever I can do, and it's limited right now, but. Yeah.
If you're out there with another water truck, you pull by side and say, all right, let's go.
Yeah,
let's do 5. Yeah. Let's see who can win.
It's in me. I want to. Yeah.
Well, hey, I thank you for coming out here. I don't want to keep you too long. And you recover from that surgery, and we'll see you out this summer. And thanks again. Always great to see you, man.
I appreciate that. When Jeffrey asked me to come out here, I said, absolutely. I didn't hesitate. And, I want to see this place succeed for him. And I just think I'm just looking. I wish I was in better shape to help things go along, but I give a lot of advice.
Yeah.
So, it's not just being able physically doing it.
Sure.
I can mentally help.
No doubt about that. Like you said, all your years around here.
Not that I know everything by any kind of means, but. It's wonder how you can look back on your experience and give it out to
it absolutely is valuable, no doubt about that. Thanks again, sir.
No problem.
All right, we'll see you next week.